There are two players who are different from everyone else that I would say are 1 and 2. That's Zion Williamson and Ja Morant. I think Ja Morant's going to be a great player. By the way, I think Barrett, his game really translates to the pros. Ja Morant shows me something in terms of the athletic ability, plus the patience, plus the IQ, plus making the right basketball play. Like it's like every single thing, he checks every box. Here's the thing. Who's the best player in the world until very recently, and still it's up for debate? LeBron James. How tall is he?
6'9".
6'8", something like that, I'd say.
6'9" to me, massive.
I say the best player in the world right now is either Kawhi Leonard or the Greek Freak. You may say it's Kevin Durant if he's healthy. We're talking about 6'7", 6'11", 6'11", or something like that. Steph is not in that conversation.
Okay.
Harden is not in that conversation. Lillard is not in the conversation. Understand, none of these players who play as well as you can at a smaller size are even really in the conversation for best player in basketball, because the basket's way up in the air. It selects out for height. Even when you hear about small ball, what you really mean is variety of skills. But if you can play small ball with big guys, that's even better. It's one of the things KD can do, right? He plays small ball, but he's 7 feet tall. Oh, my God. It's nothing against Ja Morant. The reason the answer is Zion Williamson is because he's a physical freak. And then the question becomes, how does his game translate? He doesn't shoot free throws well. Is he slippery enough in small spaces once to get through people? Does he shoot from the outside well enough? This is what I'm saying. When you have a physical specimen like Zion Williamson, the question is, does he want to be great?
He does.
And Antetokounmpo wants to be great, but he can't shoot. I don't want to hear it. He wants to be great. They will figure it out. The great ones, the ones who have that internal drive, will figure it out. Every single thing I've seen from Zion Williamson says he will be, the floor is all-star. But the more I think about it, the more I think the floor is actually even better than all-star.
I agree with that.
He wants it so bad. When your physical gifts are pitched that high and you have that kind of internal drive, there's nothing the little guy can do to be better than
Well,
you.
I will say this to you, Max. He walks around 280, 285. He's a man amongst boys. The NBA, he's going to be a man amongst men in more situations than he was in college basketball. That's number one. Number two, remember that even though he has the capability to hit perimeter shots and he's a skywalker, he's really a post guy. So he's in the land of big men where that physicality is not going to be as domineering as it was on the collegiate level. I'm saying at the collegiate level, it's like him going against kindergartners, for crying out loud. He was a man amongst boys, okay? But I'm telling you that on the NBA level, this is why I don't like the comparisons to LeBron James. LeBron James, as big as he is, as massive as he is, as powerful as he is, for the most part, early in his career, LeBron James wanted no parts of the post. He was a perimeter player. And it's not to say that he hasn't been, because like the ball in his hands, calling plays. I'm just talking about playing with your back to the basket. At some point in time, you had to get down. You had to be willing to get down low and be that man amongst boys, which is what LeBron James showed he was capable of doing. I'm simply saying to you that the physicality that he was exposed to was nothing compared to what Zion will be exposed to, because Zion wants to be down there. LeBron James did not.
You got it twisted. You got it backwards.
Really?
The physicality that these dudes in the NBA have been exposed to is nothing compared to the physicality they're going to be exposed to with Zion Williamson, who's not only 280 and made of granite, but can jump out the gym.
Okay.
There's never been an athlete quite like him. Sean Kemp, but Kemp didn't have his handles. And by the way,
Kemp didn't have his handles, but Kemp had his power and his ups.
Zion's passing ability, and he's a willing passer. Who is the most anticipated guy going into the pros ever, pre-LeBron? Probably Kareem. Lou Alcindor, then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem went to college and then came to the pros. He was the most anticipated.
Right.
Who was the most anticipated ever to jump straight from high school? LeBron James, right? Okay, I mean, Moses Malone against a couple others, but the most anticipated, LeBron James.
Yes.
Kareem and LeBron are in a death match to see, in my opinion, who is going to be the second greatest player of all time next to Michael Jordan. Kareem is, LeBron's really competing with Kareem. Who is the most anticipated one and done of all time? It's Zion Williamson. And like Kareem and like LeBron, what we see in Zion is that dude is physically different, and he wants to be great on the inside. He has internal motivation to be great. When I see that, you see it in Kareem back then. You then saw it in LeBron. I see it in Zion. Well, he can't not be great.
The greatest argument you can make for Zion in today's NBA game is that it's gotten so considerably softer that teams have gone the route of really putting guys at the 5 that are really 4s.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Smaller. So in other words, it's a smaller game because they feed more into the skill as opposed to power. And I'll tell you something else. You want me to tell you what you haven't thought about this, but you're going to laugh when I said this. As great as we both believe Zion Williamson is, do you also know what he has the potential to be? And I don't think this will happen, but I'm just going to throw this out there for people. You know what he also has the potential to be?
Blake Griffin.
Chocolate Thunder. Darry Dawkins.
Let
me explain. I'm not talking about his game. I'm talking about the foul trouble. Remember how Darry Dawkins couldn't stay in the game in the 80s when he was going against boys? This dude breathed in your face. He got called for a foul because he was such a physical force that he got called for.
The refs blew the whistle because they just assumed.
Do you remember in the NCAA tournament where there was a couple of times that Zion found himself in foul trouble? We're like this. We want to see this man. What kind of call is that? What are you doing? They called it in college. What are they going to call it in today's NBA? This dude drops his shoulder, drop step, power. Sometimes they're going to let him go. Sometimes they're going to send him to the bench.
How's he shoot it from the outside?
Nice set shot.
Not bad, right?
Set shot.
Nice set shot. As a teenager, 1 year of college, what's it going to look 5 years in the league?